Ways to naturally reduce acid reflux. Hi, my name is Dr. Droliviajoseph, and I've been a functional medicine practitioner for 20 years. So over the last 20 years, I've seen lots of patients with digestive issues, including acid reflux. I have done a lot of testing to get to the root cause of these issues, and I'm going to share some of these things with you today. So first and foremost, acid reflux is almost never caused by too much acid. There is actually a blood test that can be done to check how much stomach acid you are producing, and most people are not producing enough. The reason we are getting acid reflux is primarily because of a lack of digestive enzymes. So there's a lot of different enzymes. There's pancreatic enzymes, that's amylase, protease, and lipase. That's what your pancreas releases to help you digest fat, protein, and carbohydrates. There's hydrochloric acid, which should be in the stomach. But what happens is a lot of people who drink soda, beer, carbonated beverages throw off their gastric acid because that is an acid that you're drinking. And when you drink that acid, your body doesn't release the hydrochloric acid needed to digest food. And unfortunately, the acid found in drinks like that does not help digestion. It inhibits digestion. So if you have acid reflux, I highly recommend you do not drink carbonated beverages or soda. Another type of enzyme is gallbladder enzymes. So your gallbladder releases enzymes to help digest fat and protein. So if you have a bad gallbladder, or if you've had your gallbladder removed, you may be more prone to not only acid reflux, but malabsorption and maldigestion. So I do a lot of fecal testing on people, and what I see a lot of the time is low pancreatic elastase, high vegetable fiber, high meat fiber in the stool, and even high fecal fat. That means you are not digesting properly. Now, some people do have acid reflux because of anatomical issues, such as a hiatal hernia or even being overweight. So abdominal obesity or having a high amount of belly fat can increase the pressure on your stomach, and that can increase the likelihood of acid reflux. So that's one of the reasons why losing weight helps with acid reflux. So what can you do? You can definitely change your diet. And I don't recommend a one-size-fits-all diet. It's not just removing coffee, tomatoes, and spicy food. That does not help most people, if I'm being honest. What I recommend is a food sensitivity test, because through food sensitivity testing, we can identify which foods are producing inflammation in your body and in your digestive tract. Then we identify those foods and we remove them. Another thing that you can do is you can add digestive enzymes. Now, I would not recommend you just jump in and start using betaine HCl. I only recommend that if I know the person needs it, if I've done testing on them, or if I'm monitoring them, because in a small percentage of people, betaine HCl will actually aggravate or irritate your stomach. You'll feel it. Your stomach will hurt if you do that, if it causes gastritis. So pancreatic enzymes are really benign and work really well. That's going to be like your amylase, protease, lipase family. Another thing you can do is you can do things to help soothe the acid reflux outside of antacids. Now, I know some people need antacids, and if people use antacids or PPIs or proton pump inhibitors for short periods of time, 3 to 6 months max, I'm okay with it. But those medications are not intended for long-term use. They can reduce the absorption of iron, they can reduce the absorption of vitamin D, they can reduce the absorption of B vitamins like B12 and folate. These are really important nutrients that you should not be void of for years and years at a time. And if you are taking antacids, make sure you have those levels checked. So short-term use, I'm not against, but long-term, you might want to consider some other options that are more natural and alternative. So one that works very well is DGL. DGL stands for deglycerized licorice. So deglycerized licorice comes in chews. I really like to use a drink or a powder that contains deglycerized licorice with glutamine, because what glutamine will do if you drink it, it will actually start healing the tissue within the esophagus, the stomach, and even within the intestines. And the drink that I like also contains a little bit of aloe. Aloe is very, very soothing in somebody that has acid reflux. And some of these products will contain zinc and some of them don't, but zinc is also very good for gastritis. The only thing with zinc is you should always take zinc with food and not on an empty stomach, whereas the other ingredients I mentioned, glutamine, deglycerized licorice, aloe, can be used anytime with or without food. And if you do choose to use digestive enzymes, make sure you take them before you start eating. They won't be as effective if you take them after. So those are some tips to help with acid reflux and indigestion. But if you want more testing, highly recommend a food sensitivity test. And if it's indicated, maybe even a stool analysis, so we can really know how to navigate your diet and what's really going on within the digestive tract. So if you're interested in working with me or somebody on my team, just contact us at The Wellness Connection, and we'll be more than happy to get you set up in person or virtually if you're not local.